So is anybody here from Cut and Shoot, Texas? It's okay. Nobody ever says yes. This is the national anthem. Yeah, but she done put me out to pasture, done hocked a wedding band, called a locksmith and her lawyer, but guess it's got clean out of hand. Well, I just had a 10-ounce T-bone and a glass of Maker's Mark, wiped my mouth and tipped my wages, and I stepped out in the dark. Well, I reckon you done put your plane before your parachute. I'm about to stick my landing in a town called Cut and Shoot. Yeah, you know I used to make good money, contract labor to be had, build a cookie cutter mansions up in Conroe with my dad. Crazy load and pass the sheetrock, pack 'em in like parking cars on some nickel beer night Thursday, some cottage cowboy bar. And you're so drunk you think I'm handsome, I'm so rich you think it's cute. We're gonna do that full tilt boogie all the way to Cut and Shoot. Yeah, but Cut and Shoot, that's what they call it. Cut and Shoot, that's where we're bound. Cut and Shoot, they got good people, but they all work out of town. Don't you head north of the Woodlands without a pistol in your boot. We're bringing a pocket knives to gunfights in a town called Cut and Shoot. Well, I guess I made some bad connections. Ain't talking wire to wire, talking about how rich I thought I'd have to get before I retired. Take that trailer house and park it, cook it daily, cook it nightly, then they run that farm to market, make it cheap and sell it pricey. If you start to see black Cadillacs on dusty rural routes, you know something ain't quite natural in a town like Cut and Shoot. Yeah, but Cut and Shoot, that's what they call it. Cut and Shoot, that's where we're bound. Cut and Shoot, they got good people, but they all work out of town. Don't you head north of the Woodlands without a pistol in your boot. Bring in a pocket knives to gunfights in a town called Cut and Shoot. Yeah, when there's a girl in Baytown, Texas, makes sweet potato pie, ought to send one up to Huntsville if I'm ever sent to die. I swear I never snuff no witness, my conscience ain't that limber. I surround myself with folks who never tell or can't remember. Just because they know my name, so that don't mean we're in cahoots. Everyone knows everybody in a town like Cut and Shoot. Yeah, but Cut and Shoot, that's what they call it. Cut and Shoot, that's where we're bound. Cut and Shoot, they got good people, but they all work out of town. Don't you head north of the Woodlands without a pistol in your boot. Bring in a pocket knives to gunfights in a town called Cut and Shoot. I said a Cut and Shoot, that's Cut and Shoot. Hey! Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. John Adams, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm a whiskey woman, a Delta high. Yeah, I'm Clarksdale cool through a poor man's eyes. sip of Jack Daniels makes my guitar slide. It keeps me whiskey warm and a Delta high. It had been a Greenwood, Clarksdale, Indianola, Rosedale, Chula, Marigold. In case you didn't hear, I said, it had been a Greenwood, Clarksdale, Indianola, Rosedale, Chula, Marigold. Sip of Jack Daniels makes my guitar slide. It keeps me whiskey warm and a Delta high. Well, I'm whiskey warm and a Delta high. Yeah, I'm Clarksdale cool through a poor man's eyes. A sip of Jack Daniels makes my guitar slide. It keeps me whiskey warm and a Delta high. Thank you, guys. Welcome out to Main Street Crossing, everybody. Great American Boxcar Chorus's CD release party. This is the first one, man.
That's right. The Violets and the Blues coming at you.
It gets released tomorrow, but you have an opportunity to get it tonight. So I suggest that you go get it tonight.
Yeah, not just everybody can buy that record tonight. You folks can.
Yeah, it's vinyl. They've got vinyl here tonight that you'll have before anybody else has it, which is a great deal.
If you got to stop and pick up a record player on the way home just so that you can listen to that vinyl.
Good thing is there's a Buc-ee's on your way home, and they more than likely have a record player that you could buy,
it's
you know?
in the back behind the beef jerky. And
dude, is that place turned into a mall or what?
Oh, like, pretty much, yeah.
Like Buc-ee's is...
I'm doing all my Christmas shopping.
Yeah. I mean, why go anywhere else than Buc-ee's or here? I mean, tonight there's enough merch here. There's enough merchandise for you to send all of your relatives that live out of Texas some Texas stuff that will make them jealous. I mean, for living in Ohio or New York even. It's like, New York's weird. I mean,
I know, but you can't get boxcar records there. I mean, not tonight.
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, all the music there is weird. Like, if you look at record trends, it's not happening in New York right now. So what I'm saying is, like, it's Tomball bigger than New York City. Yeah. So, with that being said, play something that they would want to buy, man.
Well, okay. Well, coincidentally, I don't have this on vinyl yet, but if I sell enough CDs, I can afford to get it out on vinyl too. So, and this song, I try to avoid cliches as a songwriter, but sometimes you just can't help it because some songs almost do kind of write themselves. But I find that if you mention, like right in the middle of the chorus, that, hey, this might be a cliche, then you get a pass.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, she was less than a wife, more than a mistress. That girl used to love me like nobody's business. She'd get off at 9 and then at midnight and a quarter till 3. It is what it is, but I remember what it used to be. Oh yeah, we were 2 for the road, 2 for the ages, 2 for the books full of romantic pages, where the love's rough and reckless, but you think about it so tenderly. It is what it is, but I remember what it used to be. And I know that I can't stop time, can't even delay it. So no cliche, it kinda kills me to say it, but a day like today's got nothing on my memory. It is what it is, but I remember what it used to be. Hey, we used to climb water towers just to take in the town before the powers that be sold us out, shut us down, took the money and ran, we sent the good jobs overseas. It is what it is, but I remember what it used to be. And now there's boards on the windows, the stores are all closed, all haunted by people who just gave up the ghost. Yeah, the old and the poor and the proud were the last ones to leave. It is what it is, but I remember what it used to be. And I know that I can't stop time, can't even delay it. So no cliche, it kinda kills me to say it, but a day like today's got nothing on my memory. It is what it is, but I remember what it used to be. Yeah, so how about a round for my friends and everyone that's in here who don't want to think about just how long we've been here. How long is too long, but that's still a mystery to me. It is what it is, but I remember. Said it is what it is, but I remember. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is, but I remember what it used to be. Thank you, Tomball.
So about a year and a half ago, Ben called me on the phone and he was like, "Hey man, we want to cut a record." And I was like, "Okay, what does that mean?" And he was like, "We want to cut a record with you, and we can do it in Houston, or we can do it in College Station, or we can do it in Austin. But the biggest thing is we want to cut a record," and I was fortunate enough to have him say he wanted to cut a record with me. So it was like, "Okay, dude, what do you want to do?" And he was like, "We want to do whatever you hear with my record." And that's the truth. He was like, "Whatever you hear going on with this record, that's how we want to cut it." And I was like, "So you're telling me you're like," I think my jacket's squeaking on
Ambiance is good.
on my guitar. It's what it is. But he was like, "Dude, just come out here, come to College Station. We'll eat a burger at the Dixie Chicken. We'll talk about it. We'll go to a rehearsal. I'll show you the songs. And then just go do whatever you want to do with it." And I was like, "Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy. It's heavy. It's like it's a little pressure on my shoulders there, where it's like, oh man. So what you're saying is, I want to cut a record with you, and I want you to make sure that you don't mess it up. I was like, okay. And so I went and listened to the songs, and I heard the bands play it, and they rocked it, and I was like, okay, I can do this. That's cool. And then I made sure, I was like, okay, so if you're going to give me a little leeway, if I want to do something funky, that's cool with you. And he was like, yeah, whatever you want to do. I was like, all right. And that's what we did. We literally went in the studio and we cut the thing. A ton of this record is cut live, okay? So it's like literally the bulk of it was like the band in there just cutting this stuff, just cutting it. I'd be like, no, that's not it, man. Let's cut it again. And then they'd cut it again, and I'd be like, no, we're almost there. And then we'd cut it again. I was like, that's the one. And then we came back and did little tidbits here and there, but the record that you buy, man, is the Boxcars, man. It's so cool, and it's rocking, and it's country, but it's rocking, and they've got Eric on some new vocals, which brings a whole other edge to the band. So I know we're supposed to be singing up here, but all I want to do is talk about the Boxcars record.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's a really killer record. It's more diverse than anything that they've done before, and I think from an education level, man, those guys have grown, and they're awesome, and you're gonna love the vinyl. And if you hear a little warble in the vinyl, it's because I wanted the warble there. I think warble is cool. And so if there is some warble in your vinyl, it's because that's what it's supposed to sound like. It is. That's a producer's decision.
That's right.
So.
That'll sound when it is, and what he says goes.
So, yeah. Especially in this time and age where it's you've got labels now that the only reason they want to support you is because there's a ton of money behind it, and there's only a few artists that get a ton of money. The Boxcars aren't those guys yet, but it's coming, man. It is. We're in a different stage of what goes on musically and industrially. It's a different stage. And I wrote a song about that. I think about the Boxcars a lot when I sing this song. If it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? They're living in the big time, sipping on my milk and honey. Wearing new suits, wearing new shoes. I bet they never worry about singing the blues. If it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? Load in, load out, try to keep it clean in the trailer in the white 15. Hope it's all good at the pub house back in the Nashville scene. Write a song, turn it in, split it 4 ways. Write another song, try to get 3 in a day. If it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? Yeah, if it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? They're living in the big time, sipping on my milk and honey. Wearing new suits, wearing new shoes. I bet they never worry about singing the blues. If it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? So we're at Sweet Pea's truck stop and shower in Fredonia, Arkansas, good Lord. Hoping somebody out in Little Rock will hook us up with room and board. Rumor has it our single went big. Maybe I can buy the band an extra beer and a cig. If it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? Well, they like making music money, and I like making music, honey. They like chandeliers and expensive tile. I think I see bleach on your big blue collar. I don't want to do that to make $1. Bleaching my blue collar white really ain't my style. So if it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? They're living in the big time, sipping on my milk and honey. Wearing new suits, wearing new shoes. I bet they never worry about singing the blues. If it ain't about the music, could it be about the money? Yeah, if it ain't about the music, could it be about the money?
Yeah. So I got a song for you about another arguably disreputable business, methamphetamine. Now, I have no personal experience with methamphetamine. You know, teeth are still in decent shape. I'm kind of putting on some weight. You know, none of the hallmarks of usage. And pretty much everything I know about methamphetamine is from that TV show, Full House. And, but, you know, still, the songwriter's imagination goes where it will. And some years ago, me and my old roommate, Gabe Wooton, were watching this movie, The Ice Harvest. And there's a couple of times where in the background you see some graffiti that says, "As Wichita falls, ... like they do in country songs. So falls Wichita Falls. Now, I think that it is criminal and borderline satanic to rip off lines from other songwriters, but movies are fair game, so... Well, another shotgun house exploded, smelled like Sudafed and bleach. If your shotgun's unloaded, you can't practice what you preach. It's a chemical equation, but you missed a lot of school. Now the heat is on your hood, son. Best lay low until it's cool. And as Wichita falls, so falls Wichita falls. Yeah, suffer all the little children. Come unto me, said the Lord. It's a crooked ass game, but it's a beautiful reward. Oh, Lord, big money's dried up. Cadillacs are getting old. It's time for doing what you dare, son. Not just doing what you're told. And as Wichita falls, so falls Wichita falls. Yeah, when we go from here, yeah, the possibility amazes me. What'll it be right now? How about a round of 45? So, what'll it do this time? Nowadays, whiskey barely phases me. Call it criminal, call me crazy. Call me butter, I'm on a roll. Well, God bless old Jimmy Dobler, man who bought the farm, sold it to his stepkids, stuck the money in his arm. Now there's a grow house in the basement, cook trailers on the perimeter. If you can't cook it like a gangster, son, you can't sell it like a senator. There's Wichita Falls, so falls Wichita Falls. There was some boys from up and along, you know they tried to muscle in. Little bloodshed on the back road, now they won't be back again. Live outside the law, you must be honest, that's what Uncle Bobby said. Yeah, you paid off the local boys, but you can't afford the feds. There's Wichita Falls, so falls Wichita Falls. And when we go from here, I'm sure someday I'll be surrounded. What'll we do right now? I got 20 rounds left in my clip. What'll it be this time? If I live to see 40, I'll be astounded. If I don't go down with both guns blazing, I'm gonna go down with the sheriff. out to Lakeside City, parking by the water. I'm gonna find some pretty girl hell-bent on pissing off her father. We'll be high as summer gasoline, high as desert eagles. And if we don't wake up in jail, then baby, I guess it ain't illegal. There's Wichita Falls, so falls Wichita Falls. I said, Lord, there's Wichita Falls, so falls Wichita Falls. Thanks, everybody. If you're 19 and you write a song about Everclear, then it's inevitably a gateway song to writing about much harder drugs by the time you hit your 30s. Whether you actually indulge or not.
Speaking of Everclear, man, I talked to Roger Krager the other day.
How's he doing?
He's doing good, man. He told me to kiss you on the cheek if
That's great.
I got a chance. He loves you, dude.
He's a sweetheart, man. He actually gave me the heads up the other day about how, hey, man, you ought to get a hold of BMI, and they're changing some stuff up with those publishing rights. You might be due for some more cash. I think it might have been a prank, though, because it is impossible to get a hold of BMI. So his heart was in the right place, though, I imagine.
I feel like it was a diversion.
I think they actually have Krager on their caller ID, but with like some jerk in New Braunfels, who cares? You know?
I got a couple songs in there. But you're singing about Wichita Falls. I'm going to sing about Pasadena, Texas. I want to let y'all know.
Even closer.
Pasadena is the home of the Texas honky tonk. Okay, it's the home of that, and it's the home of Gillies. It's the home of chemical plants tied in with country people in a place where there are two different, dude, that's like two different genres of music, except it's two different genres of people. You got chemical plant people, then you got honky-tonk people. And then they mix, and then they come up with like a gumbo of stuff. And it's somewhere in the rockabilly field, which is where I always took it from. And there's usually an accordion in the rockabilly music, which is crazy. And usually a drunk harmonica. So if you go back and listen to some of that Gillies stuff, you will hear all of that all together. And what the end result is John Travolta.
Somehow. Hey, I'm as surprised as you are.
Hey, it's not the Ramones, but what the hell? Yeah, when she says swing, then I say yes. I like to see her squirm and I throw up her dress. She can't stop dancing on a Saturday night. She got a mojo for working every cat in sight. Ain't no doubt she can't look meaner. She's a rockabilly gal from Pasadena. So bad to watch her look so good. If my mama won't let me, I bet you that my daddy would. The juke joint's jumping to a hillbilly band. She walks across the floor to the lead guitar man. She said, take me to a place I ain't never been. Rock me real hard, then rock me again. I'll be dancing on the floor like you ain't never seen her. I'm a rockabilly gal from Pasadena. Yeah, and it hurts so bad to watch her look so good.
So good.
Yeah, my mama won't let me. I bet you that my daddy would. Ooh, yeah, when she slows down, the lights go down. The dance floor chills like a midnight swim. She finds a cowboy hat to dance real slow. Hey, it's an envy of the crowd. They're crying, go, cat, go. There ain't no doubt she can't look mean, and she's a rockabilly Calvin pass to get down, Dina. No, there ain't no doubt she can't look mean, and she's a rockabilly Calvin pass to get down, Dina. Oh yeah. Thank you, guys.
I remember back in the days when it was a big find to go to Hastings and you could find the special edition of the John Evans Biggest Fool in Town CD that's got the bonus track. Of
The bonus
Rockabilly
track,
Get
yeah.
Down, Dina.
I've got that here tonight, actually.
Oh, y'all should definitely buy that.
Yeah. It's a.
I bought 2 copies of it in case you want to listen to it twice. Like
It's
that
the
good.
first time that I've had Biggest Fool in Town at a show in probably 10 years. So I've got 31 copies of it here tonight. 30 copies now because Christy, wherever she is, she bought one. I know that.
That's
Yeah,
29
this
more
is
copies than I got
Yeah.
a bootlegger's turn. So that's.
Well, there you go.
So this is if we're getting a little regional here. I guess all of my songs are kind of regional. Even if I don't even mention any town names, you'll hear the voice and be like, Texas, okay, we get it. But this is specifically about coastal Texas. I wrote this one kind of in memory of my folks, Mike and Cassandra Messick, because I live out in New Braunfels, Texas nowadays, but I grew up in Baytown. And, Baytown is not a bad place to grow up, but a lot of people spend most of their time in Baytown thinking about being someplace else. And for me, it ended up being the hill country, and for my folks, it was the Gulf Coast. They wanted to get even close to that water.
I got to tell you something about Baytown.
What you got?
One of the best mixing engineers on the planet is from Baytown, Texas. His name is what is it? It's Blake. It's Blake. Baytown. The Baytown thing threw me off.
Well, he could
His
have
name
called
is
himself
Blake.
Baytown Blake, and I mean that's already like marketable.
This guy's the best. He did the Black Keys record, the one that all that stuff, and he's from Baytown.
Nice.
And he recalls his childhood from Baytown as like I don't remember living there. I just remember events.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm curious what time he grew up that there was events in Baytown.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. He talked about hunting armadillos and his dad was a Cajun guy from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, and so I know everything about him except his last name. Blake something.
Yeah.
Go look him up.
That might complicate a Facebook search a bit.
I'm going to remember it before we get finished.
There you go. If he all of a sudden just shouts out Blake Jones or Blake Satterley or what have you, just
I didn't mean to interrupt your whole sweet story that you had, dude. Which you had a sweet one going, man.
Yeah,
they dove into it, man.
That's right. Well, that's okay. My parents could be like right here in the room, and I'd be like, halfway through the story, be like, oh, one more thing. Tell them about that time we were playing horseshoes on the beach and you threw up.
The throw-up story.
And I'd be like, you have to be more specific. So this is about Matagorda. This is about Mike and Cassandra. When it's dark down by the jetties, seagull shit falls like confetti, and it smells like bait and beer and salty foam. If the folks round here at Standard, there's someone rather light up lanterns than light up off the pier and head for home. If you were here, I'd stay all night. If we never got a bite, there's enough to say to get us through till dawn. It used to blow all around you. When you'd hide, it always found you. Now the wind is gonna wonder where you've gone. Yeah, 180 grit sandpaper is in the air around here like vapor. Ain't a coat of paint, hold that coastal shade. You build a house if the weather lets you. One September storm resets you. And at best all your insurance claims get paid. It ain't everybody's cup of whiskey. It's sometimes slow and sometimes risky. Summer's too damn hot, most would say too long. It will sometimes burn you, sometimes fool you. Stop a moment just to fool you. Yeah, the wind is gonna wonder where you've gone. It's gonna wonder where you've gone. Wonder where you've gone. And if they ask me why, I'll say I don't know, even if that's wrong. Signs in English, signs in Spanish. Time to time your words just vanish. Some are taken down, some get blown away. You know the Gulf is to the ocean, what your winds are to the notion. Anything you've learned to love is here to stay. Yeah, the shrimp-boat captains to big gangsters, pelicans and old Jeep Wranglers. I've got our holes to fill till we move on. I'm blowing salt and sand about you. It won't be the same without you. Yeah, the wind is gonna wonder where you've gone. Boulevard down to Palacios, Matagorda, Port Aransas. Yeah, the wind is gonna wonder where you've gone. Thanks, y'all.
Chad Blake. And what was throwing me is that he doesn't just write his name Chad. It's not just C-H-A-D, it's T-C-H-A-D.
I know a dude that does that. It's one of our customers.
Chad. Yeah, Chad.
I really thought that was
Chad.
an isolated incident or possibly a typo.
No,
but
that's
now there's
it.
two Chads
No, thank you.
running around out there.
Well, he lives in Europe now,
Holy
so.
crap. Well, yeah, well, they're used to spelling stuff crazy.
But yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. So, just saying, Baytown's filled with great people.
That's right, and colorful characters and offbeat
And-
spellings.
And awkward spellings.
The Chads.
Judge me, Lord, upon the things I didn't do. You gave me life to live, and I lived it through and through. Don't judge me for my faults. This society's proved true. Judge me, Lord, upon the things I didn't do. Throw shackles to my feet and handcuffs on my wrists. for things I didn't try that I left upon my list, and burn me at the stake if my heart does prove untrue. Judge me, Lord, upon the things I didn't do. Help me leave behind a wretched scar of beauty on this world. I might leave a mark that could be paved into a road where people live the wonderment and every day is new. Judge me, Lord, upon the things I didn't do. I heard a G string fall flat. I've seen a G string fall to the floor. Perspective changes everything, and choice is a revolving door. So don't mourn me none when the curtain falls. I was only passing through. Judge me, Lord, upon the things I didn't do. Help me leave behind a wretched scar of beauty on this world. I might leave a mark that could be paved into a road where people live the wonderment and every day is new. Judge me, Lord, upon the things I didn't do. Oh, judge me, Lord, upon the things I didn't do.
John Evans, y'all. If y'all didn't catch his name on the way.
Thank you, guys.
What you think? Benny and the Boxcars, another song apiece, or? I told y'all feel free to give us the old wrap it up motion, but I'm not used to being at places where you can't actually physically see most of the audience. People talk about the harsh glare of the spotlight, and I'm like, what? They're like, hey, can you get me backstage? It's like, dude, do you know the kinds of places that I play? I'm doing good if there's a stage. It's usually just the corner of the room where there's not a pool table. You set your PA up over there, dude.
Lights this bright is usually when we're getting pulled over.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I know. I've already been rehearsing my story back in my mind for a while.
Me too.
See, I've been drinking a lot of non-alcoholic beer, and so there may be a familiar smell that you're catching, but, well, it's totally unrelated to my blood alcohol content. I can tell you that much. So this is a song about a car that they don't make anymore, and I put it on a record that nobody buys anymore.
A Pacer?
Oldsmobile this time. Quite some years ago, my old roommate and buddy, John Ditforth, gave me a call. He's here tonight.
Yeah.
If you want to catch it.
I saw him earlier.
He can autograph the CD that's got this song on it because he had a lot to do with making it happen. But yeah, he said, man, they quit making Oldsmobiles. I was like, that's cool. Why are you calling me about it? I was like, I don't know, man. I just thought you ought to know. Fair enough. And then shortly after the conversation wrapped up, it's like, oh, because John knows that I write songs about everything. Why should this be any exception? Of course, you know, some of my friends back in high school were driving like their grandmother's Oldsmobiles shortly after they got their driver's license. I was like, you know, John, those cars last a really long time. So it may take about 20 years before the song has any real emotional resonance. There's going to be a lot of Oldsmobiles on the road for the foreseeable future.
It's switched over to Buick now. Now they're termed Busadies.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's the old folks.
Well, I've got the name for my next band.
There you go, Busadies.
The Busadies. Coming to Main Street crossing near you. So this is one about Oldsmobile and a fear of obsolescence, which has absolutely nothing to do with getting older. Started out as such a simple plan. I guess I never really followed through. I guess I never really followed up on more than half the things I said I'd do. But now there's one standing on the shore and the other standing on the stern of a ship that's just about to sail across the Cancer and the Capricorn. Well, I don't want to be an Oldsmobile. I don't want to be a dinosaur. I don't want to be yesterday that you never see around no more. And my girl could take a broken bell and make it echo like a China gong. I bet that she could take a broken shell, yeah, and make it sing an ocean song. How could you take a broken man upon the promises that he let slide? Could we forget about the times that I failed? Thinking about the times that I've tried. I don't want to be an Oldsmobile. I don't want to be a dinosaur. I don't want to be yesterday that you never see around no more. And I could serenade your bedroom window. It used to be my bedroom window too. I could stand out in the rain with my face against the pane and make these broken things all seem brand new. I don't want to be an Oldsmobile. I don't want to be a dinosaur. I don't want to be yesterday that you never see around no more. I don't want to be an Oldsmobile. Right on. Thanks very much, everybody. Johnny Evans is going to wrap up this portion of the night. Such a pleasure to be up here with him, and such a pleasure to be playing before our good friends in the Great American Boxcar Chorus. So thanks again, y'all.
Mike Ethan Messick. This guy right here is one of the best songwriters you're ever going to hang out with, man. He's got beautiful hair and a great big beard.
Well, at least one of them will still be here in a few years.
I've got a mail order jacket.
That's fantastic, man. I bought this at Target 20 years ago. But who's counting?
I'm trying to figure out what we should end this with. It would be fun. Do you want to be fun, or we want to get really dark, or? Everyone's like fun.
Let's say I like every single John Evans song ever, so ask him. You know, they can narrow it down for you. I would just be like, play them all.
I'm drinking a Red Bull, dudes.
Oh man, watch out! You got your request?
Oh, there's. If I could have bad thoughts in a good way and love you like you should be loved, then we'd have fun going all the way with our bad thoughts in a good way. Bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. Bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. Hey! And sometimes the thoughts inside your head feel guilty on the inside, but a good imagination can spark a celebration, light a fire and take you for a ride. Fuck it out, bad thoughts in a good way, and love you like you should be loved. We'd have fun going all the way with our bad thoughts in a good way. Bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. Bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. We could take turns, you could cut off all my sideburns and I could choose your negligee. And in your fishnet stockings I could earn some leg. And finally have a job that pays. If I could have bad thoughts in a good way, love you like you should be loved, then we'd have fun going all the way with our bad thoughts in a good way. Bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. Bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. We can have bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. We can have bad thoughts in a good way, in a good way. Great American Boxcar Chorus is up next.
That's right, y'all stay tuned. John Evans, everybody.
Mike, Ethan Messick. Love you guys. Thanks for coming out tonight.